Hello everyone, I am the Normal Exile, and in today's video I wanted to try something a little bit different. I wanted to do a reasonably detailed guide on the Atziri's rule build that I've been playing recently. I've been having a ton of fun. I've been thinking of different ways that we can min-max this character to get it to feel in a really comfortable spot. And it requires a couple of really important things. I'm not going to go into it here, we're going to go step by step a little bit later on, but kind of wanted to walk you guys through the journey I had through playing the character, what I experienced, what I would suggest. First off, play a leveling build. I would suggest just playing a leveling build, getting to about level 70, clearing the campaign, and then just swapping the character over. So just wanted to address that first, but let's get into it. Alright, so here we are in game. We are logged into Atziri's Guardian, level 92 Guardian. And we're utilizing Atziri's rule. So, the main point about Atziri's rule is you cast a skill called Queen's Demand, and then what happens is it alternates between casting a double Flame Blast and a multi-Storm Call. So you press it, it jumps between the two, and then you basically just cycle back and forth between these two, and that's the build. One important thing to note, now you don't have to utilize Kitava's Thirst. I have chosen to use Kitava's Thirst because I think it's basically the most broken item in the game, and I can't help but using it on basically every build I play. What we've got going on here in our links, so first and most important, this is what defines the build, is a 2023 less duration support. I mean, so watch this. I mean, that's literally not even playable, okay? And then you press this, boom, it's a whole different build. It's literally an entire different build. So that's the most important link out of everything. So I wanted to address that first. Other than that, we've got Swift Affliction, we've got Arcane Surge, we've got Cruelty, Faster Casting, and Elemental Proliferation. That's going to be the links in the staff. In the Kitava's Thirst, we do have Divergent Firestorm. The Divergent quality reduces enemy stun threshold, which allows us to stun enemies occasionally. We get Sigil of Power, which allows us to add lightning damage per stage, and allows us to take less damage at maximum stages. Flat damage is huge for this build. If we take a look at Flames of Judgment, 52.8 thousand. Then once we go ahead and start stacking up our Sigil of Power, it alone takes us up to 80,000, and then obviously when we have Arcane Surge and all of our other buffs going off, you know, we can easily get over 100,000 per cast, and that is per Flame Blast. So if you double Flame Blast them, it's 200,000 per hit, which is excellent. Just important to note there. So Sigil of Power is really huge for damage and survivability. We have Punishment, which increases damage taken on low life, and cursed enemies are debilitated for 2 seconds when they hit. So anybody that hits us while they're cursed is going to have less movement speed and deal less damage. So we have 2 less damage multipliers there. And then I have Volatile Dead in here. Specifically, it's not for damage, it's not for clear. It's literally just to blow up corpses, and the Volatile Homing Missiles just do deal a little bit of damage. But it is specifically for corpses. I have been spec'd into strongbox nodes for a while, and being able to clear up the corpses is very nice there. Next thing up is Shavron's Wrappings. Now we are going low life on this build. Initially I bought this chess piece thinking that I was going to actually use any of the 6 links or any of the white sockets, but really what it turned into was a 3 link for our life reservation, Arrogance, Support, Clarity, and Discipline. And then it's literally just a dump for other gems. Increased critical strikes, Molten Shell, and Frostblink. Obviously the increased critical strikes is just there to be leveled, and then Frostblink and Molten Shell are just there. Hello everyone, Normal Exile and Editing here. Did just want to mention that I forgot to go over our auras. We are using Determination, Vitality, Defiance Banner, and Purity of Elements. These are linked where we have space. We do have an open socket here, we do have 2 open sockets here, and then we're just utilizing a 20% quality portal gem, of course, because why wouldn't you do that? And then So that covers the chest piece. That's what allows us to reserve our life. The reason why we're doing that is because we are a guardian. We do get armor equal to 160% of our reserved life. And this is for us and nearby allies. We don't have any allies. I wish we did. And then you get 10% of your reserved mana as energy shield, which is pretty substantial. It's about 250 base energy shield, which I think is close to 600 when it's all factored up. We are taking Harmony of Purpose as well. This gives us Power, Frenzy, and Endurance charges, which is just a nice little boost. Time of Need. Now, the main reason we take this is for the reduced effect of curses. We combine that with the reduced effect of curses Mastery for Armor and Energy Shield, which does give us full curse immunity, which is really, really nice. Lets us run a lot of different map mods. And then the last one here. Now, if you want to find a way to get allies into the build, you can do Summon Phantasm. You can do Zombies. With the where is it? The Akuna's Will gloves. You can actually have a summon zombie setup in your helmet. You would just replace the volatile dead with that. That would allow you, just as you're casting, to be raising zombies, which would give you allies. I do think you'd have to level up the gem and possibly take this 1 point right here for maximum number of zombies. I haven't really looked into that. I didn't really want to bother with that, because really all you get out of that is 20 all-res, and then you do get Onslaught. You do get 10% more damage, which is another more multiplier, which would be nice. But at the end of the day, we're mostly getting Onslaught from our Silver Flask, and then I think that's the only way that we get Onslaught for now. I have experimented with swapping Onslaught for Swift Affliction, but I think we're going to have to wait to do that until later on. Two things. One, the cast speed outweighs the cooldown recovery speed, which I'll get to when we get to the min-max section. And then also, if we do that, the mana cost goes from 135 down to 96. And then we're not triggering anything from Kitava's Thirst unless we spec out of this mana node. And this mana node actually gives us about 200 energy shield, which is kind of annoying, but we will deal with that a little bit later on. Amulet's pretty good. We do have tier 1% energy shield, tier 2 mana. The tier 3% evasion doesn't really matter. You would much rather that either be life or percent armor, which would be huge, huge, huge. Then we've got strength, because we do need strength. We need 156 strength. We have 167. So that helps us get our strength requirement. We do have tier 1 cast speed and tier 2 life regen, which is really, really, really nice. It is attribute modified, but I do think that I would prefer to have defense modified. This is just energy shield, mana, and chaos resist. This is just energy shield, mana, and overall resist. And then on the gloves, we do have exposure and chance to unnerve. I actually just hit the chance to unnerve, and it is a significant damage increase. Very, very, very noticeable. The gloves are actually terrible. I'm kind of embarrassed that I even rolled those Eldritch mods on there, but it's hard to find something with better energy shield and better chaos resist that has an open prefix for crafting life. In a perfect world, you would rather these have spell suppression, which will be important once we swap out our boots. And then the belt is actually pretty dang good. The most important mod on here is the cooldown recovery rate. We would much rather that be a tier 1, which is 16 to 20%. We will have to change that out later on, because cooldown recovery rate is the bottleneck of the build. It's the main thing that we're going to be scaling. And then we are currently using Atziri's Step. Now, ultimately, once you've gotten spell suppression on your gloves, you will want to change these for rare boots, because you can also get a suffix. It's a shaper suffix for 10 to 15% cooldown recovery, which we are going to be getting later on. But there aren't any for sale right now, and the ones that are for sale completely suck. They're total garbage, so we are going to have to end up crafting our own there. As far as the skills tree goes, we're prioritizing mana. Mana is our #1 stat that we're spec'd into, and we're only just now at a point, and this is even without Onslaught. I think once we get Onslaught, no, mana's actually fine. Wait, is that with Onslaught? That's with Onslaught. Hold on a second. I'm lying to you guys. Bait build. Well, the mana seems to be okay. not during combat. Because once we get into combat, we get some frenzy charges, which speeds everything up. We're casting Molten Shell and stuff like that. So, like I said, mana is the #1 thing that we're spec'd into. We're only just now hitting a point where we can sustain it, which is absolutely insane to me. Other than that, life converts to armor. So life is really good to scale our armor. We do have 35,000 armor, just standing around doing nothing, which is pretty sweet. We are grabbing Holy Dominion and Light of Divinity just for some extra damage. As I mentioned earlier, we do have to pick up this reduced effect of Curses Mastery. We choose to pick that up on Faith and Steel. If you want to, you could grab Sanctum of Thought. You could come down through Devotion, and then you could grab Sanctum of Thought. I have considered that, but it's not really worth the point investment at the moment. And this gives us armor and energy shield. I know we get the reduced extra crit damage from critical strikes, which is good. I may swap to that later on. It just depends how badly we need this 8 all res, because right now that 8 all res is capping our resists. Resists are pretty tight on this build. We do have a Jewel here with 3% increased cooldown recovery rate, which is pretty excellent. We are taking Divine Judgment. We are going to pick up the Elemental Damage Leech as Energy Shield node, which is going to be nice. We are currently spec'd into Purity of Flesh, just for some more Chaos Resist. I think that I plan on getting the plus 50 Life Mastery, just for, again, some more extra armor. Zealot's Oath, of course. We are taking the Staff Mastery for crit here, with the 30% increased defenses while wielding a staff. Ultimately, I don't think that we are going to end up going crit as a primary damage function, but it was the closest staff mastery I could get. Eventually, I do think I'll swap that for Whirling Barrier, because we are using Enigmatic Defense as well, which would give us some nice spell block there. I might take both and grab the 2% recovery of Energy Shield when you block spell damage. Not 100% sure, but different things to consider there. I actually really dislike the Insightfulness cluster. I really want to trade it for something else. I think once I spec these nodes out for Whirling Barrier, I might swap this whole setup here for this 3-pointer here at Foresight. I haven't fully decided on that. It just depends how I'm going to path this tree here. Pathing through the Witch here, I have considered taking from Deep Wisdom to this Strength node and pathing through this Foresight area here. I have also considered using Energy from Within and grabbing Cruel Preparation and utilizing all of that as energy shield. It would be a pretty significant jump to our energy shield, but it would be at a loss to our armor. Armor's pretty good. I like having armor, so I have thus prioritized it so far. Other than that, we want to grab the spells cause you to gain mana equal to their upfront cost every 5th time you pay it, which is very, very important. And then the 10% chance to recover 10% of mana when you use a skill is also very important. That's what allows us to sustain the mana cost, because as I mentioned, it does get pretty extreme with when you're going around casting everything, when everything's going off, especially once you get your frenzy charges, once you get your onslaught going. The build picks up in speed quite a bit. Other than that, grabbing Instinct plus the crit chances increased by Suppress spell damage chance for some extra damage. We have crit chance, all res, and cold res. We do have a Watcher's Eye with gain 21 energy shield per enemy hit, life regen while affected by vitality, and then the gain fizz as extra lightning while affected by wrath does not affect us at all. We are taking charisma with this reservation efficiency bit there. That is allowing us to cast all of our auras. You can see we have 13 life unreserved, pretty much maxed that out. We do have 302 mana unreserved, so we maybe, actually, I might check that out. I might see what that lands on if we take that out. 137? Nah, that's way too tight. That's way too tight. I mean, I guess we could spec those 2 nodes and grab these 2 nodes, which would be for 7% reduced mana cost of skills, which would be, what, 10 mana? That could be interesting. Other than that, we're grabbing the +1 energy shield per 8 evasion on boots. We're only doing that because we have Atziri Step. It's worth 100 energy shield to us. Once we get rid of that, we'll probably spec out of those 4 points there and use them somewhere else. And then we're grabbing Inveterate, which allows us to prevent some additional suppressed spell damage. Eventually we will grab the Mastery for another 3%, which will be nice, but we'll take care of that later on. Initially, I did want Window of Opportunity. I do not think that I want Window of Opportunity anymore. I wish we could spec out of the dexterity nodes, which actually 64, 98, 99, 120 dex. Hold on a second. This could be big. Do we not need this dex? Oh boy, we don't need that dex. Oh man, that saves us 2 skill points. That's huge. Huge. Oh boy. And that's about the build. Other than all right, figured out what the source of the kill was from. Let's go back to it. Hello everyone, I'm the normal egg. Mute that guy. All right, you guys ready for this? So there was a small, I honestly don't even know what it is, but there's like a little graphic on the ground with a few purple things. You guys will see here in just a second. It's really hard to see because of the visual clutter, but it's coming up here in just a moment. So, actually, we'll make this full screen for a second. Oop. All right, you see these little, nearly invisible little markers here? You can see it a bit better there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you see all those things? Watch this. Right? Boom, and he's dead. I'm still not entirely sure what that is, because it seems to be in response to the Eater of Worlds things dying. See right there? It's hard to tell, though. It's really difficult to tell what that is. And I walked right into it, too. I mean, I literally didn't even see it. I, actually did not even see it. So, you know. That's a dead character right there. Alright, so just wanted to give a big shout out to everybody who made it this far in the video. If you do like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you got any questions for me, feel free to ask them in the comments down below. And if you have any questions you want to ask live, you can always catch me on stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Twitch.tv/thenormalexile. We're putting together a version of the build built as a raider. It's going to be really excellent, actually. We got quite a few cool things going on there. We don't need purity of elements. We get free exposure, free onslaught, which is going to fix our cast speed problem. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. For now, I will leave you with my first infinite hunger kill, kind of the last achievement we were able to hit on the build before we died, and then I will catch you next time. Bye! Alright, here we go. I think this is the 4th attempt at the infinite hunger. So, let's see if we can pull this off. Because tankiness, he does basically nothing to us.
Duel for my Atlas!
Duel for my
Foolish maiden, come to feed me, champion.
Must have time to
Come. Crush. Melt.
Dang, we do so much more damage than the last time I fought him. Holy moly.
Hunger. Feast. Hunger without end.
Oh. Okay, flowing this way. Oh, there it is. There it is. Come on, come on. There we go. Nice. 16 stacks? That's not bad. We still got 35,000 armor. That's not bad.
The digestion. Hunger.
It's kind of slow, actually.
Feast. Cull. Crush. Melt.
Okay. Let's see if we can do this.
Without
Going left. Oh, there it is. There it is. Come on, go, go, go. Ah, nice. We got it. Okay.
will not be denied.
Oh, 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 oh. What the heck was that?
Feast. Bash.
Alright, this is the best we've ever done by far. By far, by far.
Obliterate.
We'll obliterate, that's a bad one. Yeah, that's the crouch. Okay, I guess we're going in, going in, going in. Okay, go, 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 go.
Without end.
Oh god, it's all the way down there, okay. Not seeing land, okay. Land. Okay. And arena's right there. Nice.
Candle will not be denied. Feast. Obliterate.
Obliterate.
Cold. Crush. Hunger.
Man, why is he doing this stupid thing? Why are you doing the stupid thing so much?
Feast. Slaughter. Crush. Bash. Hunger.
Okay,
Without
it's going to the left. Oh no! Oh no! Yes! Okay.
not be denied.
Ah, he's starting on the thing again!
Feast. Obliterate. Slaughter. Crush. Melt.
Okay, melt. We got some time to damage it. And he's down! Yes! Yes! Got him!
This carnage pleases me.